These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
I'm Faye Fredericks with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Tracking a pair of developing stories around the valley today, beginning near 35th Avenue in Van Buren as a murder investigation continues. Police say they were called to the area around 11:30 last night for reports of a shooting. Investigators arriving to find a man dead in an apartment complex parking lot. So far, that victim has not been identified. Call Silent Witness if you have any information. Our cameras in the courtroom today as the trial of Lori Vallow Daybell moves forward. Judge in the case deciding cameras will be allowed in court throughout her Valley murder trial. The judge also deciding statements from Tylee Ryan and Lori's brother Alex Cox cannot be submitted as evidence. Vallow will appear in court again on the 18th. Jury selection is set to begin March 31st. High-stakes peace talks moving forward today as world leaders meet in Saudi Arabia looking for an end to the war in Ukraine. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio sharing plans for an immediate ceasefire if Russia agrees.
Today we made an offer that the Ukrainians have accepted, which is to enter into a ceasefire and into immediate negotiations to end this conflict in a way that's enduring and sustainable and accounts for their interests, their security, their ability to prosper as a nation.
Ukraine, meanwhile, launching its biggest drone strike since the war began 3 years ago, with some 300 drones shot down over Russia. Some of those drones did make their way through Russia's defenses, killing at least 2 people and injuring 14 others. The offensive was in response to a major Russian attack last week. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says a ceasefire will begin as soon as Russia agrees to the deal. In tonight's Impact Earth report, a national review is found Arizona's solar power capacity broke a record last year. The Solar Energy Industries Association finding Arizona added just under 1,800 megawatts of solar capacity last year, the most on record. Nationwide, we rank 5th in overall capacity with 9.5 gigawatts, enough to power 1.3 million homes. Arizona also ranks 2nd in the nation for residential solar installation, only trailing California. Tracking new pushback to cuts and funding freezes at the federal government, an environmental group filing a lawsuit against the EPA and Citibank. Climate United Funds says its $7 billion federal grant issued by the Biden administration has been illegally frozen. Money was approved by Congress and is geared toward clean energy and solar projects nationwide. The fund that represents 3 major nonprofits says it and other environmental groups are being targeted by the DOJ and the White House, which has accused the groups of criminal activity. Citibank is named in the suit and accused of cutting off access to those funds last month without explaining the action for weeks. In a statement, Citibank says it will cooperate with the federal government and abide by any federal ruling that comes from the case. In our Border Watch, big changes continue for an app once designed to help asylum seekers enter the U.S. legally. Department of Homeland Security now repurposing the CBP One app to encourage migrants to self-deport. App was first released under President Biden to help streamline the entry process, get asylum seekers set up with court dates, and promote legal pathways into the U.S. through ports of entry. The app has now been updated and renamed CBP Home. Now mirrors language from DHS's Stay Out and Leave Now ad campaign. Secretary Kristi Noem says if migrants self-deport, they may have a chance to return to the U.S. legally at some point in the future. However, if migrants are arrested and deported by ICE, they will not get that chance. Agency says the new version of the app may help cut enforcement costs and give ICE agents more time for the deportation process. App will still allow people headed stateside to register their documents and view live wait times at legal ports of entry.
Tracking your forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sullins. We're in weather action mode with a storm system moving in tonight. Rain in the valley, snow in the high country, and winds have already picked up throughout the day. Tonight, a chance for thunderstorms in the mix as well. And we're looking at about 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain possible in some parts of the valley, but it could be spotty at times, so not all of us will get that much. The snow level up north looks a little bit higher, 6,500 to 7,500 feet. Still expecting maybe about 1 to 3 inches of snow in the Flagstaff area. area out of this storm. And there will be a slight chance of a few lingering showers, mainly in the morning tomorrow, but otherwise the rest of the day looks pretty good. 50s to start, 70s in the afternoon, a little bit cooler here for us and getting cooler still toward the end of the week as another storm system moves in. That's going to put us in weather action mode again on Thursday. This one bringing an 80% chance for rain, some gusty winds, and a lot more snow to the high country as we head toward the end of the week.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.